Welcome to my love letter to what is the strain of peaches and cream. I fucking love this strain. Oh my god. And so does Vincent. I'm pretty sure Vincent would say the same thing. It is the best strain. So good. It's one of those strains that we're just going to keep picking back up. It came from Skyland Cannabis, which I recently talked about in an episode. It is phenomenal. I love peaches and cream. I've picked it up several times since. This shop takes great care to investigate the brands that they sell. They I talked about them on the episode a while ago, and they are very candy shop-esque. Very much will have most of the things you're looking for, from cannabis drinks to concentrates to flour to all sorts of edibles. Peaches and cream is for sure a sativa, but it's a really lovely sativa. It's fruity and flavorful and peachy and oh my god, such a smooth hit. It helped me feel more in tune with my body and it helped me feel like I could focus, I definitely had the munchies. Um like I said in previous episodes, I tend to forget to eat. So a lot of the time we just to remind me that I need to eat today. And this one is definitely more of a creative focus than a focus. I wanted to work on my passion projects, but again, that's sometimes just my brain and how it works. Help me get some of my anxiety down to a more manageable level. Not as focus heavy as I want, but it is a great high. This strain on Leafly shows focused, euphoric, and energetic feelings. Some people experience dizziness and dry eyes and anxiety. And some people say it helps with stress, depression, and anxiety.
All right. My fiance got me a podcasting mic for gaming and podcasting. I'm so excited. It's so nice. It doesn't take up space on my desk. It just clamps to it on the edge. It's gorgeous, and I love the sound quality much more. So in this next clip, you're going to hear different sound quality because I recorded the first chunks before I got the mic and this chunk after. I realized I wanted to flesh out the episode a little bit more than when I first recorded it. I kind of left out some key things that I've been including and really want to talk about. So I want to talk about the cannabinoids that are in this flower. I actually got a whole little breakdown of the cannabinoid testing in the packaging. They stapled it right to that little paper bag. But this one had THCVA, Delta 9 THC, THCA, CBGA, and CBCA. So THCVA is kind of like a parent version of THCV is what I saw. I almost wonder if it's like THCA where you just light it up and it turns to THCV, but there's really not a lot to know about these. We're still doing a lot of research on these different cannabinoids. They say that it might have similar effects as THCV, but it might have a better shelf life and research versatility, whatever that may mean. Delta 9 THC we all know, and you heard me and Vincent talking about it. Delta 9 THC is derived from hemp or weed. We are not saying that word again. But essentially, it is the same plant. They just have different levels of THC in them. So this is, I'm assuming, pulled from a flower that has less than 0.03% of THC in it. The THCA we all know and love as our favorite legal loophole. When you burn THCA, it turns into THC, giving you that great high. This one says it's 27% THCA, which is pretty high. Then we have CBGA. It actually converts to THCA, CBDA, and CBCA. It's a possibility to convert into one of those three, I think. We don't know a lot about these. This is just what I found from quick glances at the research that I saw. But those three cannabinoids either convert to THC or CBD. And the last one we had in there of any significance was CBCA. And what I found about this one that was pretty interesting was this one can bind to other receptors in your body, not just the endocannabinoid system. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but it is something to think about. Now, the terpenes in this, because I do want to talk about terpenes more, because I do feel like they're very important to getting you high, just like the cannabinoids. The terpenes in this one, the main one is myrcene, which is a very earthy scent, and it's very common according to Leafly. And the secondary terpenes were pinene and caryophyllene, and correct me if I'm saying that wrong. I've only heard it said out loud a few times, so... But I'm not going to go into what those two are. When they are the main cannabinoid, when they are the main terpene, I will discuss what those are.
I don't tend to look for test results in flour. Most of the time, you can tell when your flour's been messed with. But if it comes up, I'll talk about it, you know? But for this one, there's nothing. I'm gonna talk about the packaging now. I'm not a huge fan of Skyland's packaging, but yet I keep coming back, okay? I'm always gonna find something to complain about, just like everyone else is always gonna find something to complain about. But for this one, I'm not a huge fan of the paper bag situation. I love what they're trying to do for the environment. I don't love what they're doing though, because it's not resealable at all. So when I bought this, I wanted to share some with Vincent, and we were hanging out, and then we weren't. So I needed two bags technically, in addition to the paper bag that I had gotten. So I needed Vincent had some little baggies that we used, but I'm definitely somebody who likes to have containers come with the product, even if it's a small amount of product. Even if it's a Ziploc baggie over something that's a little more sustainable, just because I need to take care of my shit, you know? That's priority number one is quality of the flour. This week, the dispensary of the week has nothing to do with the product I bought. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. This week's dispensary spotlight is gonna go to Hillbilly Health. This is one of my new favorites. I know I keep saying new favorites, but I keep going to new dispensaries. Hillbilly Health is a cute little drive-through dispensary in Candler, North Carolina. They have online services, and I think it says they deliver. You can pick up, you can order online and pick up, which I have done. You can go there and just order. They do have menus. But this is a cute little local farm. They tend to only have a few strains at a time, but I've never been disappointed by their product. And they do a lot of bundled deals too. The latest thing I've had from them was this disposable that was a 2-gram indica they called Churro. I don't know if that's the strain or not. I haven't looked into it a ton yet. I am reviewing it, of course. But man, I fucking loved how that one tastes. So look out for that review.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's podcast. The best way to support the podcast is to tell your friends about me. Tell your friends to listen to the podcast. Share me with your online friends, your in-person friends, random people you don't know at the dispensary. Share me with everybody, please. That is the best way to get the podcast out. But also follow me on Instagram. I'm at the _stonery_pod. You can email me, thestonerypod@gmail.com. You can join the Discord, which should be in my Linktree link, which all of my other stuff should be there too. I will also answer Instagram DMs or emails, or please leave a review on your favorite podcast player, whatever you use. It's always helpful to have a review. I know it's nicer to look at a podcast that has a review than doesn't, you know? I tend to actually get my podcasts word of mouth. That's how I find more podcasts, either from my friends, my coworkers, or my podcasts. Honestly, some of them are because my podcast had somebody on and I fell in love with them and I wanted to listen to their podcast. But that is all, folks. Have a wonderful day and stay medicated.